for that Watch Dogs interview to load.
Oh, you know what? I wish I had actually worn my shirt today because this is officially the day. It's not NDA, so I've been wearing this awesome Watch Dogs shirt.
You've been wearing the NDA shirt.
Yeah, the shirt was NDA'd. I couldn't wear the Watch Dogs shirt. It was so rad. But this is actually one day I didn't wear it because I've been wearing it every day since then.
Yeah, but let's... do you want to talk about the Watch Dogs now? Let's talk about the Watch Dogs now.
Let's talk about the dogs.
Yeah, we got to go see a hands-off demo of Ubisoft's upcoming next-gen and current-gen title, Watch Dogs. And if you don't know anything about this game, it takes place a few years in the future. I think it's like 2035. And everything is run by computers. Like the entire cities are run by computers. Camera networks, ATMs, banks, I don't know, schools. Everyone's like Wi-Fi. It's all like part of the city. Everything is integrated.
I'm pretty hyped for this game, right?
Yeah.
And the about an hour's worth of gameplay that we watched has just made me more excited because the scope is much larger and the things you can do.
Because we didn't see anything that had to do with the plot.
Yeah,
this was all just stuff you could do.
An hour of just like free roaming gameplay, which was really, I feel, maybe revolutionary is not the word I'm going to use now because I don't know enough about it. But the potential to be revolutionary.
The potential. It's got like this. It's like Grand Theft Auto meets Deus Ex with a little bit of Assassin's Creed.
You know what? If you watch the interview that Blake did during the event, you have you put it in perspective really well. You said it's like Max Payne meets Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah.
And I think that put it perfectly. It's like Max Payne meets Johnny Mnemonic. Mm-hmm. And I feel that works because you're a vigilante, cyberpunk hacker. It's just a pretty good perspective on what Watch Dogs will be. I mean, there's some parts like I expected the game to be gritty, but there's some parts that look like it's going to be really good and really fetishy too. Because the part where we hacked into where they hacked into the webcam and saw the dude hanging out with the mannequin, really strange, really creepy stuff in that game.
And really, it's pointless. Like I guess the guy stole the mannequin, so you can do things in the game where you have this moral compass that you kind of choose for yourself, but the game presents these situations. The example that they gave during the demo, which I was kind of shocked by, I didn't really see it coming, was you intercept a phone call and a guy is talking, or you intercept a text message and the guy is texting a guy saying that he's going to go kill this other guy because he raped his wife, and you can like follow him or like figure out where the crime is going to take place, and then when you get there, you can either stop the guy from killing the other guy who raped his wife, or you can let him kill him, thinking that it's justified. And depending on what you choose and who sees the actions you take and how it's perceived, that's going to change your reputation. So you could be stopping all of these violent crimes and people could hate you for it in the end, or you could be going around and killing tons of people and become a hero.
Yeah, I agree. One of the craziest things is the real-time people catching you on the CNN service on there.
Exactly. So before we bring on our special guest, we are going to talk about Watch Dogs for like another couple of minutes, and then then we got a special guest for you guys. So
and we're going to be talking about the game you see.
Yeah, the game back here. We're not just
super awesome.
We're not just sponsored right now by WildStar, although they're pretty good with money. 1240 totally works. Beautiful. All right. Sweet. So the other thing I really find interesting about Watch Dogs is you hack everything. Like you don't break through car windows.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get into people's cars, you can loot their cars and take that stuff to pawn shops. And then you can buy stuff in pawn shops. The other crazy thing that happened at the pawn shop was all of a sudden a news report comes on, and your picture comes up and they're like, "This is a wanted criminal." And the guy at the pawn shop presses a silent alarm and the cops start coming.
It's the subtleties of that moment. If you see when I was editing the video, right, I got to watch the subtleties of that guy. He doesn't go and hit the alarm right away, right? Yeah. There's like a nervous pause where he realizes that, and then he's slightly. So there's like it's like a subtlety. It's like that's what would happen. You know what I mean? Like he knows he should press the button because this guy is a criminal, but he's not going to do it right off. It's not like you've been spotted.
Yeah. I mean, the dude can hack into his brain.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, it's like watching it. So watching the gameplay then, right? it was cool. But then rewatching it in the comfort of my home and then visualizing myself playing that way, it's like, whoa, this is some really cool stuff.
That's crazy.
It's like,
yeah.
So rewatching the gameplay video that they provided us, it made the game seem so much more dynamic.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, you don't see, like, yourself as being interesting or, like, worth watching or being of any sort of pertinent value. But then when you play this game and you realize, like, there's people that are, like, hacking in and, like, just looking at people on their couches and all the weird stuff that you think is normal that other people could use to exploit you. Like, this is all possible. Like, everything in the game is, like, technology that's available now that people can actually use. And there are cities that are like this integrated with computer systems.
Well, there was that an exploit on the web not too long ago where people were able to hack into webcams and see exactly what you're doing on your webcam, just hack into your house basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the future; it's now.
Here. Yeah, it's here, and like that's the interesting thing about the game.
See, it brings to life. There's so many layers to that game that I feel that I can't make a judgment call on how I really feel about the game until I see more, because they showed us so many different elements and they didn't even talk about the plot. That's the crazy thing. Like the elements, the multiplayer aspect, how it's in an open world where people can get contracts to hack you back and stuff, and it's like, how does that even work?
Well, they showed the like Venn diagram or whatever where the overlap is, and essentially you have like your single player experience and a multiplayer experience, and they overlap. So it looks like you'll be able to be allies with other hackers, or you'll be able to compete against other hackers with corporations for contracts. And then there's going to be some other like third layer to it, and that's the mobile layer. And I'm really interested. Because, like, think about that. Like, you could have two friends that are, like, going at each other in the game, and then you hop on your iOS device and you start, like, switching traffic lights on them and, like, causing car accidents while they're trying to get across town. Or you're, like, tracking them with cameras as they, like, try and get away and letting people know where they are. Like, like, the mobile element, like, is this totally new thing. And this is what intrigued me since, like, last E3 about the game, is this is, like, a totally new element to gameplay, where you have people actually outside of the game interfering with the game environment. And that's freaking awesome.
I think it's a new level of gameplay.
It's a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes.
And you know what? One thing I'm glad they are coming. Ubisoft, I like where their direction they're going. Because it's not only coming to 360, PS3, and next-gen consoles, they're actually going to the Wii U.
Yeah,
they're one of the only developers that
support
the Wii U.
See, they say that, but
you know what though? They've pretty much held to their word. Zombie U was an exclusive, right?
Yeah,
Rayman might not be exclusive, but they still are bringing it out.
They're still bringing it out.
Assassin's Creed 3 was out there. On launch, they had 5 launch titles. 5 launch titles were Ubisoft titles.
And now they've got, 4 new titles since then?
Yeah, right. So, Ubisoft is the company supporting Nintendo right now.
That's pretty much it. Nobody else is really jumping on the bandwagon. But the Wii U is going to survive on first-party titles like it always does. Because that's what happens. With, think of a big third-party title on the Wii.
You know what, though?
Really
I would say they weren't big, but there were
Zack
certain
and
things.
Wiki would be the only one that comes to mind.
Well, no, you got to look at this. I think 2K's decision to not—that's something that was in the news, right? 2K's decision to not bring the WWE franchise to Wii U, I think it's a big thing because WWE, those games on the Wii, sold very well, and I think that's one of the problems that I have. I mean, I feel this may be a fail system. I mean, there's no optical out.
I don't know what to tell you.
There's no optical out on a Wii U.
On your next gen console.
I was like, wait a second. I went to those headsets. I'm like, okay. It's like, wait, there's no optical out on a Wii U. What is this? It's like,
what kind of a world are we living in?
I mean, I like the
Society.
pad. I like the pad and everything. But I had a show called Pad, so of course I have to like the pad.
You had to like the pad.
Yeah.
They were forced. They really forced your hand. Oh, well, Bobby, while we're talking about Watch Dogs, we've actually got a bit of that interview here, so I'm going to play this for the fine people. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
What's going on, guys? Blake Morse here for Week in Geek, and I'm here with my buddy Colin. Colin, we just got a little demo of the Watch Dogs. It's the most that you guys have pretty much shown off.
More than a little demo, right?
Yeah, it was like almost an hour's worth of in-game. We watched it happen in real time. It wasn't like you guys pre-programmed anything.
No, this was a real systemic demo. We played it all the way through. The stuff happened inside that demo we didn't predict.
Yes, we saw somebody get run over by a car as they got out of another car, so you know it's real. And you guys were able to show us a ton of crazy stuff. Now, obviously, Watch Dogs, the emphasis has already been on hacking, but now we got a little more detail on some of the ways that you'll be able to hack, and like the way that certain hacks will interact with each other.
Yeah, when we said everything is connected, we really mean it, and I think you can see that in the demo that we've shown. So, like we showed how you were going to unlock the hubs, you're going to open up the whole world around you. You're going to then be able to hack into people. How that hacking was going to lead to vigilante moments coming out to you in the game, like these like little crime moments that the system picks up. It says, "Hey, do you want to do something about it or not?"
So let's talk about the cops a little bit, because you kind of showed like how you're going to be interacting with the police in this a little bit. Can you go
Okay, yeah. So we showed a systemic felony. Like basically, this dude saw me on TV, and he said, and he recognized who I was because my reputation was a little bit high. And he called the cops. He pushed the silent army, called the cops, and these cops will show up and try to arrest me. So I used basically all the connectivity of the city. I used the traffic lights. I used these like barriers that pop up, these steel poles that pop out of the ground. Totally took the cops down with that. And then I was actually able to break through their line of sight. They lost sight of me for a while. I was kind of sneaking around inside the city, which is, that's something I think that's pretty new for the police chasing me in an open city experience. And I was hiding in alleys, and then they caught me again. So I actually took off by hacking a bridge and locked them out of the bridge.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like Max Payne meets Johnny Mnemonic.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about like some of the other hacking features. Like you're gonna be able to hack into Wi-Fi hotspots and like still like how is that really gonna like play into the game?
Well, that's kind of the way we hacked into this guy's apartment, and we found out he has a kind of a secret like fetish, I guess, for mannequins. And he's not even the weirdest guy we have in our city either. Well, the thing is that this is actually something that happens in real life, hacking in, and it's kind of weird because you kind of get addicted to looking at people in their private situations. There was this exploit that came out a couple months ago on TrendNet with security cameras. And basically, all of the cameras were unsecured, and you could go to web pages and just look at people's webcams in their homes. It was really, really creepy. You see the front doors, you can see their bedrooms, you can see their baby cribs. And what we're trying to show with Watch Dogs is how connected everything is in the world today, and how oblivious people are to things like privacy and security. And as Aiden, you can just like cut right through that. You can hack your way through that.
So Watch Dogs is kind of a message, a warning, if you will, about the future that's coming.
I think so. I think it's not to say that it's good or bad. It's to say that it needs to be treated that connectivity, privacy needs to be treated with respect. We need to be aware of the world we live in. The world changes. I think good games, good art should say something about the world that we live in today.
You guys set an official launch date yet?
We did, November 21st. November 21st for the U.S.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it. Colin, thank you so much for
No
talking
problem.
to us.
It was cool, man.
And there you go. That is my interview right there.
Yeah, fantastic work there.